In this video, we will see examples of one-way binding. We have already covered interpolation and event binding, which are form of one-way binding. So here we will cover mostly property binding. So let's have a property employee image URL, and that property will contain the URL of my GitHub account for my image. Now we will display that image using interpolation, which is type of one-way binding from component to template. We are going to write a span tag here and display a text. Now depending on a property is valid in our class, we can hide and show this text. It's one-way binding from component to template. So we are using square brackets. As you can see here, if isValid is false, the text will be hidden, and if isValid is true, the text will show up. So we have seen use of square brackets for one-way property binding. We have seen curly brackets for interpolation, and we have seen brackets for one-way event binding in previous videos. Now let's see more examples of property binding. Now let's say we have a button and its style color depends on eSpecial property of the class. If eSpecial is true, then we will display the text in red, and if eSpecial is false, we will display the text in green. As you can see, if I change the variable from true to false or false to true, the button color text changes. As you know, button has an attribute called ARIA label. We can set the ARIA label from a class property. We have a button, and ARIA label here is set by action property, action name property. Also, button's text is set by that property in our example. Now you can press the F12 key to open developers console if you are using Google Chrome, and then click on the arrow and then hover the arrow over to the button, and we can see that the button's ARIA label is set to the action name property, which is get in our case. So far we have seen all the ways to do one-way binding. In the next video we will see two-way binding.